This just gets behind in net worth and isn't as terrifying late game as you might expect.
So on the flip side of this, right, we're talking about all the things that Brame, can do well, can put the pressure on, get that 25-minute timing. What does Into the Breach need to do to ensure that, they can get the solid game for the Alchemist?
Well, take all those fights if you can, but don't give up as many losses. Maybe outlane or gank Thug, delay his Blink Dagger. He's a mid-Dragon Knight, so his timing should be quite good. But or delay or kill the support duo a decent amount. Maybe pressure 11. The Beastmaster is another option if you can succeed in that. But they are placed pretty well into the breach. They've got an observer ward. It does see Templar Assassin, so they could run and kill him. This observer ward is going to spot them as they approach, though, the Radiant one. So I don't know if this is going to be successful here.
Now, they
have a pretty shit 3 heroes as well. None of these guys have stuns. And Alchemist probably won't take his. So I don't really see them killing Templar Assassin in any way. Yeah, and they're going to send their heroes back. In fact, do they walk in vision? They will walk Alch in vision now. Okay, they're going to walk in and contest it.
Okay, well, they don't have the numbers over on the side of Brame right now, so Into the Breach will happily pick up the bounty rune. Is it worthwhile, right? So I feel like the bounty runes are going to be very important whenever there's an Alch in the game. Do you send these supports? Do you wander away? I feel like, 11's going to be absolutely fine if you give him that little bit of space there. But with that TA, do you still try to send Spartan over to contest the rune?
Bounty runes they still matter for Alchemist, certainly, but it's more about when his Grieval's Greed is maxed out. And since there's so few bounty runes now, it's more like a nice little bonus. So if he can get the bounty runes, it's fine, but he's only going to get 50% more than a regular hero will. So it's not that big of a deal if you lose your bounty runes. It's more about making sure that you can stick in your lane and continue getting last hits. And look what they're doing. They're saying, screw this, we're going to tri-lane this Alchemist so he just doesn't get to hit the creeps.
That is a solution for sure.
How careful they're playing here. Kadara the Bane is staying hidden. Alchemist is barely showing on the lane. If they don't see that secondary support, they are not going to approach the creep wave because they do not want to get first blooded here.
Sure, though. Does come forward. Spartan gets that courier snipe. And they'll just trade off a little bit for now.
Yep, now they see both heroes, so they can be more comfortable potentially going for last hits. Alchemist actually did skill his stun here at level 1. He's picked up 2 as well. Usually you see it kind of ignored for a lot of time, but when you are against this kind of scary matchup, it makes sense you might not want it right away. And I do like how Bane is playing this, though. He's basically trying to keep Skywrath Mage separated from the other two. If they do this 3v2 type thing, there's no way they can test the wave, right? But if they keep the one support separated in a 1v1 and then Alch is in a 2v1, he can get some of the last hits, and neither of their heroes are likely to die against the TA. But it's been a rough lane so far. Alchemist has a fat 0 last hits. Very good that he didn't skill Grieval's Greed yet, because it wouldn't freaking do anything.
A little bit of a slow on the bottom lane. 11 is suffering a bit here because of the fact that he has been left alone, but is still getting CS, which is more than we can say for Otakar over there on the top. Thug trying to get back over here to this creep wave. A little bit of body blocking coming out from Supreme, but Supreme's got his bottle delivered. Now Kadaro. This tri-lane looks like it might be paying off. They need maybe one more hit though, and they just don't quite have it, so gonna be hugging the tower, and does have some regen. Will choose to use his salve. Kind of has to stick around here because poor Otakar has still yet to hit a single creep.
Mox, yeah, I don't think it takes a professional analyst to tell you this, but I believe the Alchemist is currently losing the game. 0 last hits at almost 3 minutes here. They are doing a very, very effective job at limiting him. I get that he does not want to die and feed, but I don't know. Surely getting some last hits is important. I mean, he can catch up. It's not the end of the world, but his net worth is very middle of the pack right now.
They'll harass over the Crystal Maiden, but again, there's the Fairy Fire, and now this is looking like they're going to lose the Bane. Yeah. This time, there's the first blood. It's going to go over to Nubito. He's gonna be happy about that. And, okay, Alchemist does get 2 hits, though, on the creep, so
Woo.
A little something out of that. Yeah,
His acid spray was just a moment late there. Could have maybe resulted in CM dying if she had 4 less armor when that unstable concoction hit. But yeah, back to being zoned again. So they're basically trading their Alchemist having good net worth at a reasonable time with Beastmaster being shut down.
Oh boy. Oh, all right. The Zeus. It's looking a little bit spooky there. Spartan, though, does get stunned. And now that's the tri-lane versus tri-lane. Spartan doesn't have that capability to survive this time around. So we'll try to alleviate some of this pressure for this Alchemist and put pressure over onto the side of Brame by sending another person up.
Yeah, and in some ways this is decent, right? Because Zeus is already level 3, so he takes that level, the experience that he got from the bot lane, and he gets to bring into this tri lane. Bane's still level 1. Him not being 2 is not the biggest deal in the world, and Alk having 4 levels is also pretty nice. He's definitely mana limited, though. If you do this battle Alchemist, and this is one of the reasons I used to not like offlane Alk very much, is because if you're casting Stun and Acid Spray, you just run out of mana really quickly. But I think the mana cost did get decreased in the past. In some of these patches, it's only 100, so he's kind of surviving here with his 1 kill and his 6 last hits, but very behind where TA is, that's for sure.
This aggression coming out from the side of Brame. They did have, the tri-lane. They managed to even it out a little bit on the side of Into the Breach, but they're just very powerful with the heroes and the spells that they have at this point going against Into the Breach. Keep trading back and forth here in the mid lane, though. Looks like it's fairly even. Thug pulling forward just a little bit in terms of CS, but
Points and armor is going to put him in a decent spot. He will be just fine. Ultimately, it's still very much about that that setup against the Alchemist, but in terms of the other 1v1, Enigma sitting 27 and 18, great denies against 11's 15 and 3. So kind of just the reality of Beastmaster here. So there's the upside for Into the Breach. Their Alchemist having a really bad time, but Enigma's having a great time. Beastmaster's having a below average time, so that is going decent for him.
Oh, all right, joining back in. We'll dissuade them from continuing their attack over on Supreme.
Yeah, no more mana there to give the Breathe Fire out, but ultimately Ember Spirit's just going to lose a teleport scroll for this one. So I don't think he's super concerned about this as a whole. Zeus holds the experience in the meantime. And Alchemist finally getting access to some creeps. He's got 15 last hits now. He's going to be very pleased with this finally happening here.
I was concerned because I saw that TA had, for a little while, more denies than Alchemist had last hits, which is a big oof.
Yeah.
But, he's getting back there.
That's a tough one.
They have managed to find some space here for the Alchemist to be able to hit the creeps. Wouldn't be surprised to see them try to, do some stacking and whatnot as well for him to try to catch up.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do in these tri-lane situations, but if we take a little peek at the net worth there, Alchemist he's getting up there. He's catching up a little.
A little bit of aggression being placed over on Thug, but they'll turn it right back around again over at Supreme. So we are seeing this dual mid situation going on, and they do find an opening here on Nubido. It's a big melt strike, but it's not looking too great. He's hoping that perhaps he could finish off, but... Oh, the stun? Ooh. He thought about it. You saw it to go. He was like, maybe, but there was the salve for this TA as they do manage to get the kill on the... Okay, they're going to get 2. A double kill here for Zibe. That's going to feel pretty good for the side of Into the Breach.
Wow. Really nicely done. Using Black Hole for that one. That's the stuff that they need to get their morale up when the Alchemist is having a rough lane, that's for sure. So, very great for them. The scary thing, though, is that TA is still quite farmed, and once she does get out of this laning stage and does transition into farming, can she keep her net worth equal to Alchemist? If she can, it's looking great for Brame. Some of that's going to come down to rotations, though. Again, Into the Breach's heroes are pretty solid at making kills happen in the mid game.
Yeah, I was curious.
If they can get on the TA, that is.
I was curious to see if this was going to happen, because we do have stacks in the jungle there set up for the Alchemist, but they have a nice ward in place, so Nubido's going to be able to help himself to some of this. Pop trap. Over in the other part, though, the roar will get used on Supreme. They've got plenty of lockdowns, so it's going to be a kill as they'll turn back around over onto Nubido. He was trying to take advantage of these stacks, but they just don't quite have the damage. So they'll push away the TA, but they have a great ward over there. They know that they're stacked. Look at this, 11 immediately making his way over, going to deny the stacks away from Into the Breach.
Yeah, Alchemist is really sad about that, but because he's having such a tough lane, he still doesn't have Soul Ring. He just simply doesn't have the mana to take those yet. So the fact that 11 rotates over to take them just feels rough, but
There's
nothing you can do about it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Unless you want to dedicate a lot of people to force them out of the area, but
it would just take way too long to clear him. Maybe Ember could do it with Flame Guard or something. Flame Guard plus one other nuke hero, but they just don't have that yet. And then spending so much mana to even try to pressure the TA, that in some ways is what lost them the stacks. And that was an unstable concoction plus acid spray. They got Nubito down to half HP, but he just clapped and walked away. So pressure on the Alk continues. He's at 3,100 net worth. TA's way ahead.
That's very, very scary. They're still going for that timing. On the side of Brame is... oh boy, all right. This Enigma's doing quite a bit of work, though. These Eidolons. Chase after Desire. He's on a killing spree as you end up losing 11. Nubito, though, joining back in as Meld Strike. Wants to put a little bit more damage over onto Qatar. It's not going to have. In fact, Nubito now sitting very low. They will end up losing the TA. And now Spartan. Oh, Spartan, you are just going to get run at. And this Crystal Maiden is going to melt.
Yo, that was all Kadaro that set that up. He nightmares the Beastmaster to prep the initiation. They get that kill. He casts Enfeeble. He has Enfeeble at level 3, by the way, which reduces the base damage of TA by 45%. That's like a 45 damage reduction. That's why he barely survives. And then they kill the TA afterwards as a result. Like that heads up play on the pivot there on the skill build. Absolutely crucial here. He knew he wasn't going to be brain sap trading. You know, his lane was an absolute crap show, so it didn't go so well. And as a result, getting Enfeeble keeps him alive and gets him a huge double kill with kills going to Alchemist, who's now 2-0-2, by the way. He's equal net worth to the TA. The game is on, baby. Let's do it.
What you want to see. Still use Mystic Flare for the mid lane. Follow up, though, is a big into position. Just going to continue to poke a little bit here at Thug. There's the black hole over onto 3. A beautiful timing. Spartan's going to be the first one to die. The roar comes out from 11. They'll turn back around, try to punish the Bay for that black hole, and they just did a little bit more damage. A nice setup on 3 heroes, but we're only able to take down the support for the time being.
Yeah, keeping their net worth up is pretty significant, though. The fact that Enigma is so far ahead is really helping things out. He's got Vlad's finished already. That means we might see a Wraith Pact, like, in 2 minutes or something like that. It is very, very soon, and what a good game for it. Every time it pulses, that's a refraction charge on TA. Lowering the spell amp from Skywrath Mage or anybody else is really impactful right now. And everybody attacks slow, so heck yeah, that's going to be a good timing if you can abuse it. But right now they're having some damage issues. That's Zeus. That's all he can do.
Just the one little lightning bolt, run away.
Maybe he jumps to slow bit. I mean, his ulti is the most powerful thing he has by far. But if he presses it, he's like, well, then all I get is lightning bolts for like 2 minutes. So gotta be an important kill for him to want to pop that.
Oh my god, yeah. This Enigma. Getting so close to that Wraith Pact. That is actually so wild that the lane went as well as it did for him.
And he has arcanes too, so it's not even like he like raced it out or something. It's like reasonable itemization. Got a Windlace, he got a Magic Wand, he got a Raindrop, like reasonable items. Great stacking by the Bane though. Stacks up Large Camp, stacks up the Ancients the second time. 11 instantly moves over and it's like, nope, not gonna let that happen.
I do like the fact that they're keeping tabs on all of this. Yeah, they've had very good wards put into place multiple times now, keeping an eye on any sort of stacking behavior, so that way they can try to pressure and make sure that they can't take them. But they are smoked up. There is a Blink Dagger that has just been completed for the DK. I think they were hoping that they find the Alchemist, but Otakar, he's here in the mid lane, and he's being backed up by quite a few of these heroes here. So they'll find themselves the Zeus, the Mystic Flare comes out, that's going to be a dead support. I think that's, you know, it's not ideal to lose the support, but that's the person you want to lose, and you don't want to lose the Alchemist or Supreme, who is now frostbitten here in mid lane. Does have the Remnant up if necessary. Double damage on Thug. Not that blink. They'll use the roar though. Okay, they would be very happy if they could get this. The Nightmare comes out, but they'll rip it off. There it is, the freezing field. It's gonna get interrupted, but they'll still get the kill on Otakar, and they'll follow up though with the Fiend's Grip. Zip it getting to position. They'll lose Spartan, and they're gonna go after Thug now, and he is toast.
Great Nightmare dodge there by the Bane. The 1 second of invulnerability offsets the Alchemist from getting mega chain stun, and as a result, they still lose Alch, but they get some response kills, which was really nice. Forced them to overcommit a little bit. There it is, the Wraith Pact at 13 minutes from the Enigma. We'll see it later. No big deal. One very good time.
I was about to say what the average was currently on this, because I don't think there were times where we were saying, what was it? The major was like brown boots and the Wraith Pact, right? But this Enigma has arcanes, you know.
Yep, a lot of times that was support Enigma as well, so that's part of it. Certainly is the core position change. The Alchemist does have his Sacred Relic finish, so his physical damage is going to up. They're even using Wraith Pact to do the Ancients. Great choice here. Here's that Nightmare dodge, prevented him from stunning himself from the stun, which was kind of big. And then he just dies right after. But still was cool.
It was a cool play. You know, heads up, definitely.
With the Fiend's Grip on the Dragonite too, gives him enough damage to clear up the Dragonite and win that fight, or at least go about even. So they're happy with that.
All right. Back into the game, seeing a little bit more action this time around. Got about 16 kills on the board at 14 minutes in. It's definitely been a rough game for Otakar, but he's currently at the top of the net worth, so he's recovered quite nicely, considering that his lane was disastrous, I think, for the first couple minutes. Just no CS at all.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed that he's almost got the Radiance finish. It's definitely a few minutes late, like 2 minutes or so, but considering the start, really, really solid. And once he gets the Radiance, very effective against TA as well. Either way, Brame still was happy with their pick, and the net worth on TA is looking fine here. But once he gets Deso, we'll see what they try to use it for. Maybe they're going to be able to use it to pressure the tower really effectively. And once these towers are dead, then the map just gets opened up for the Dragonite plus Sky combo. So that could get their kill options online.
Interesting that it's only 2 seconds slower than the patch average for that Radiance on the Elk. I wouldn't have guessed that.
2 seconds slower?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an average, though. So I think that's great considering this laning stage.
Fair, yeah. Actually use the Roar over on the Bane, so a little bit of a pick-off. And they have the DK form that's been popped. Spartan chasing after Ari. Does have a friend nearby. Does have Nubito. So should be able... Yeah, it's a big melt strike. Get a bit of a pick-off here.
Okay. Now they turn into pressure using Dragonite. They're going to keep farming top lane. They don't need her here for this.
What are we looking at here for timing? I believe this is going to be the Desolator delivered to the TA now. Yes, it is.
Going to up her farm rate by a lot. And she's still very close to where Alchemist is in terms of net worth. So they're still fine on Brame, certainly. Dragonite's got a shard as well now, so their kill potential is just a lot higher. They do pop a smoke. Not going to bring Beastmaster with this because he already used his Roar earlier to kill that Bane. But they're moving down to catch the Enigma. Let's see if they can grab him. He's going to not show on creep waves, very likely, but
look at this, though.
Smoke's going to break.
There. Silence, Health Thug follow up, and that's a lot of magic damage on the ground, so able to remove Zibe from this bottom area.
And that's the weakness of this this Wraith Pact rush. If he has Blink Dagger, he actually survives there because he's going to see the Skywrath Mage cast spells on him. He'll just blink away, but without that blink, it's caught and killed, and that's going to open up Roshan. So nice little pick off there by Brame, picking off a hero in a bit of a weird location, but they get it working.
There's the value of Zeus. They know exactly where they are in the pit, so Spartan will be the first body forward, try to slow them down just a little bit. Drops that Kristinova still alive. Brame, though, will make sure that that's not the case anymore. And this Roche is sitting about half life right now.
Maybe some confident positioning by Spartan there. I like the idea. Sit there with Shadow Amulet so your opponents don't see you, or so you can break smokes and stuff and stop the initiation, but the Zeus ult and their proximity was just a little bit too close there.
Or is going to clean up the sentry where they have a couple traps in the pit. As to be expected. Into the breach. Still have that smoke over on a couple of the heroes, but they seem pretty happy with the fact that they stopped the Roche for the time being. So still play around this area, but open up here.
Interesting that...
Oh, okay, Spartan. You just came back to life.
Blink on Elk, but he's not going to go in on this one.
Yeah, feels like Spartan just kind of walked right in front of them, right? So that was a situation where I almost wonder if they're just like, was this a bait? Should we do this? Should we not? I don't know. But that is a Blink Dagger now for the TA. So Nubito Gonna have more mobility in the next fight. And Alchemist just continuing to farm. And there's a Blink Dagger now on this Enigma, so it's gonna get a lot scarier in terms of positioning now for the side of Brame.
Yeah, they gotta be careful. Especially if they combo with good outs.
Oh god, alright, Thug jumping in, and they're gonna see if they can finish off this Ember Spirit, but no, it's a good Fiend's Grip coming out from Daro, so they end up getting Supreme. They'll trade off with Thug. There will be no Dragon Knight available, as now 11 running forward. They found themselves out to go. They go for the Roar. Yes, they'll be able to remove the Alk as Nobito showing off this damage. The Black Hole will get used by Zibit. They should be able to remove TA now. Get the kill, Nobito. He will finish off as the Refraction buy him just enough time, just a little bit more here. Turn back around. They can see Ari, the Blink forward, the Melt Strike. It's a double kill for Nobito. Very, very calculated here, coming out from the TA as they get another silence, another slow. They're hoping they can get this Bane. They've got vision, and there it is. This Roche is going to belong to the side of Brame because there is no one from Into the Breach up right here, right now, to contest it.
Yep, after winning the fight that convincingly, it's definitely over. I mean, Alchemist tried to help out, ends up stunning himself. They take advantage of that. So very easy for them to kill Alk, and then from there, they're forced to Black Hole respond because that was otherwise they definitely lose the fight. Unfortunately, no Wraith Pact Totem got dropped in the time, so TA ends up still surviving with just a bit of health. So Brame pushing that advantage. Here's that 20-minute mark where they're just stronger, period, especially in circumstances like that where Alk stuns himself and doesn't have BKB yet because his net worth is equal to where TA's is. So
that ward, perfectly positioned, will give them everything they need to know about the fact that Bane was here in this lane. Yeah, I think the Wraith Pact was used earlier, actually. I think that's why it wasn't available during that fight.
Okay, it was on cooldown. Gotcha.
Another jump forward. Again, this magic damage is just massive, coming out with the Fireball on the ground and then the Mystic Flare from Desire.
Yeah, this is, like, I'm a little surprised that this fell off a bit at the Major, because a lot of the group stage games we covered were T1 at the Major, and they were just using DK plus Sky or DK plus Grimstroke, basically these DK stun combos, and they are just the terror of the patch right now still for a lot of teams. This 1-2 is just so powerful.
Go for the fortification. Daro makes his way forward. Does have himself a Shadow Amulet, so he can, depending on where he's positioned, possibly get a good Nightmare and a grip. But they'll turn their attention to the bottom area instead. Otakar finding Spartan. Doesn't have the detection though, so Frostbite will get tossed out. Saw an Ember zip by. Blink forward here from Thug, Dragon Tail coming into play. So the rest of the team, Brame, they see that this is a great opportunity to kill this Alchemist. So they'll silence the root into place and they'll collect. 11 though has been left behind. He will be the sacrificial lamb for the side of Brame.
Yo, you can make fun of Spartan for his team fight moments, but like stuff like that he just did is so game winning. The fact that literally Rage Creep God actually, like, I think are they talking about Crystal Maiden? Is that the joke, right? It's like the CM basically sets up this amazing kill, right? He ends up surviving just because of Shadow Amulet, and they end up killing the Alchemist as a result. Like, he just ganked a freaking Alchemist as a Crystal Maiden. That's so impactful. Really nice play by Spartan there.
All right, well, they still have the Aegis online here for Templar Assassin, and I think they'll continue a bit of this shove. Nobito making his way back. There's just no trees here anymore. I'm guessing they were all cut down during things from the Enigma, and of course the Axis possibly as well. BKB completed for Supreme, though that's going to give him more survivability in the next fight. Let him to dodge around a bit easier, but still a bit spooky.
Their timing is so good right now. With the Helmet, the Overlord, they got this Granite Aura, so lots of HP on everybody, plus TA for physical damage. Their push is pretty overwhelming. So they'll take the mid tower. They're going to move bottom to take those ones. A little interesting, but I guess it's close. And with no Roche for a while, whatever, this is where the towers are.
Yeah, the timing for Brame, they're hitting it exactly the way that our panel was discussing. At around 20, 25 minutes, they're going to be very, very strong, and we're witnessing that right now. There's a BKB complete for Alk, though, too. Okay, there's going to be the Roar. They're just going to blow up the Zeus if possible, but all right, there it is. Now Crystal Maiden, the next one, both supports down as they'll try to get the jump over here onto Nobito. They do manage to burst down the Aegis a bit, waiting patiently. Does have the Black Hole if they want to go for it. They've already got the BKBs cleared up, but the blink away from Nobito. So Remnant for Supreme, trying to get a little bit more mana here. It's looking a little bit dodgy, but they turn right back around. Look at the damage from the TA. They'll just shred through Supreme. The turn around, Thug chasing after this Enigma. They've got the silence stuff coming out from the Zarkdar next to fall. Eventually, we'll lose the Skywrath Mage, but they'll lose the Enigma. And the chase is on. They just can't quite close the gap over onto Ahri, but they do see themselves Otakar, and they just have nothing to cancel out the TP, unfortunately, for the side of Brame. But all right, Thug, calm down. He sees Ahri, and Nubito will say, don't mind if I do. He'll finish off the Zeus.
It looked pretty good for Into the Breach as the fight began, right? Okay, they lost their Zeus right away, but they were able to kill the TA in the jungle. Unfortunately, they couldn't guarantee the black hole because without BKB there, Dragon Knight was just going to blink in and interrupt it. So they didn't channel it during the respawn. The TA was able to blink away, and that allowed them to eventually overextend, frankly. The Ember ran in with pretty low mana, but he just gets chain stunned. That threat is still on the board, and they needed to play a little bit safer there with their combos. Maybe they should have just taken that beginning of the fight and accepted it and let Brame either back up or wait for Zeus to respawn and take a regular fight. But they kind of got crushed, and the tempo continues.
See 11 waiting patiently. Ooh. Look at the way that Brame is making their way over. They know that the Alchemist is here. That is their big priority target if they can get it. Thug will show himself over on the creep wave, though. Still kind of waiting patient here, as 11 also going to grab himself a creep wave. This feels a little bit spooky here for Alchemist. Darrow, hidden with that. They're pinging it out. They know he's here.
Run!
All right.
He gets the ward down at least. That part's good. So it'll make it a little easier for them to choose whether to defend this or not, but Tower's probably just going to die by itself.
Freezing field from Spartan, plus Nubito doing a lot of negative armor damage. Will ensure a kill on Zebe.
That was a lot more than a range creep, all right. Good catch. And again, the Wraithback kind of a liability this game, genuinely. He got it really fast, but think how different the game would have been if he bought Blink first and then BKB. Because the last two, he's died like twice now with those items not being available.
Charge up the stun, Nubito. Back off a little bit, they'll drop Fireball on the ground. It's a little difficult to break this high ground, and they don't have an Aegis this time, so I choose to respect it. There's a double damage available in the bottom rune spot. And, this timing is still looking very good for Brame, so they could opt to back off a little bit, wait for a pick, and then re-engage.
Yeah, with Enigma coming up, they don't need to gamble on this. They've done some damage, but it's still a little spooky. Fiend's Grip. There's a lot of powerful abilities to deal with.
Although, I am still very impressed with Otakar, the fact that he has caught up in terms of net worth. He's still very competitive with this TA. He had a very difficult time in late. Yep. In fact, all right, they might get themselves a pick off, or not. I think perhaps
Great ward placement.
Weren't sure where the rest of the team was on the side of Brame, and they've made the jump on Spartan before and paid for it, so quite possibly they want to be a little bit safer. They do have a Hawk in place.
Got a gem on the Bane.
Yep.
This'll come in handy.
Take out the Hawk.
A cheeky. Placed 2 wards in the same area as a little play there on the CM to try to make one of them successful, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's why frogs give birth to like 1,000 babies. You're like, okay, so most of them are going to be eaten by birds, but one of them will survive, and that's going to be the vision that gets me the initiation later, you know? It's that kind of plan.
How many babies do frogs have?
A lot, I think.
I don't know why. I've never thought about that.
Google really quick?
Yeah, actually, if you... I thought that you just would know this with the way that you said that so quickly. Nope. All right, Spartan, and there it is. There's the setup we talked about. Nice little cheeky frostbite coming out from Spartan, follow up from Desire. Plenty of damage. Uh-oh, Supreme has to just get out. And he BKBs as well. He is so nervous about what could have followed up there. Thug has the double damage. They blink, but the blink away.
Don't you want a frog fact? Come on, shut up.
Sorry.
Oh my god, very important. The common frog can lay between 3,000 to 6,000 eggs each time.
Oh my god, really? That's insane.
One in every 50 eggs will hatch into a tadpole. Ooh, that's a lot of dead. That's a lot of dead eggs.
Morbid frog
so
facts with Purge.
truly using the machine gun / shotgun method for frogs.
Yeah, but how many of them actually survive then after that? Like, I'm sorry, I'm asking you too many frog facts of me today.
A lot of frogs in the world. I could Google this. Should have tied this into an ice frog joke. Just like his patch. Frogs have roamed the earth for 200 million years. That's a long time.
Cheeky, I like it. I like that fact. All right, well, looks like everybody slowed down just a little bit. A lot of pressure being placed over into the breach. They're trying to pin them into that base. All 3 cores on the side of Brame looking pretty nice right now. Haven't seen any new items in a little bit over for into the breach. As they continue to shove out the waves. And look for pickoffs whenever they can.
Once Alk finishes AC, he's going to feel a lot stronger, though. Because lots of armor against the TA, armor for his teammates as well. More damage with Unstable Concoction. He did end up getting Unstable Concoction talent at 10, by the way. Very, very rare that people grab this. Almost everybody goes to attack speed, but he wants more AoE from it. So kind of an interesting choice. But maybe it'll mean 3 heroes get stunned in a team fight instead of 1 or 2.
All right, into the breach. We'll creep out of the base. DeVito placing all these traps. Does have the shard online now for the TA, so very scary for any of these supports if they happen to walk over it, as they do ping out DeVito. But there's a double damage available over here, so you pop the trap over on the Ember, place another one down. They smoke up immediately over on the side of Brame. I'm not sure if they're aware of how many people into the breach have over here, though. Look forward and immediately just burst to Brame. Absolutely no way he's going to be able to run them away. And now Thug has got that double damage still online here. Looking to see if they can grab anyone else. They do see Zibe, though, so they'll use the roar and they'll cut through him. And, oh, okay, Ari barely making it out, it feels.
Yeah, that was a stun being used, so mid-air flying
That's
to get
scary.
him, but TP ended up working. I mean, we've seen Ember die so many times this game. All right, he's only died 4 times, but so many times did the stun plus Sky combo. It is very, very strong, I gotta say.
Yeah, like
Very
you said.
tough game there. Oh,
Ari, you just survived. That feels so bad. You know, you're feeling like, oh, I did it, but we'll end up getting picked off. That's another Aegis now going over to Nobito.
Desire's just owning, basically. That's what it is. He's got the ceremonial robe here. He's got Aether Lens. He's got a Blink Dagger. He's like, Atos? Nah, I'm going Hex. That's what I want to buy.
The big boy items. You have the Assault Cuirass finished now for Alchemist, though, so that is going to give him a bit more survivability. Again, against oldest negative armor coming out from this TA, but it is still very spooky for Otakar.
All right. Report your Ember Spear. What is that shit? He Sleight of Fist the creep wave when you're an alchemist? Come on, bro. That's wasted gold. It's legitimately like 100 extra gold Alk would have had by having that. Disgusting. He wants his Lincoln Sphere. I guess he's kind of close to it. I guess that's why. He's like, God, if I don't get Lincoln Sphere, I'm going to die 18 times to this DK stun combo.
All right, Kizaro's going to go for the Fiend's Grip, but they use the Roar. And, all right, maybe they can do a little bit more, but the Frostbite holding Otakar into place. Make it difficult. Glimmer Cape will get used on Spartan. Yeah, that was a little weird. I feel like we were seeing the Bane constantly just poking away at Thug and Thug moving forward, but not having the detection. So perhaps I don't know, a little bit of a panic there. I don't think that was the fight.
Weird. Yeah, it was not. And weird to burn Fiend's Grip. I mean, he got the gem back with his courier, but now they don't have Fiend's Grip for 80 seconds. Like, that one feels kind of weird to me. Brame's still looking for pickoffs. Here it comes.
Oh, all right.
Like, just so ready. They have vision from the Hawk. They can dive bomb. Oh, more fight.
Yeah, they're still going. All right, no. They'll root the T into place. Does have the Aegis, does have a BKB. It's going to be hard for them to force Nobito out unless he decides he wants to walk away. Spartan. Classic Spartan. That Frostbite just runs in front of all of his courses. I got the gags. That's me in our pubs. Just Purge, I'm helping. Just no. You're positioning. All right, BKB. And again, this combo is just too good. Supreme will die to it yet again. So Otakar over here. It's popped his BKB. BKB coming out from Supreme. They take out Kadar. He's gonna buy back, but look at this damage over onto Supreme. He just fought back. He can't afford to die again, but Nubito's just doing too much damage. So turn back around. The Frostbite, Nightmare buying a little bit more time, but it is not enough. As Nubito jumps onto this back line, he wants Kadar. They call it GG. This time around, Brame's draft gonna be played at the tempo necessary and going